I am going live. No, I don't want to be private. Edit. Public. Public. Save. Okay, cool. Cool.
I do not see where the Red Bull player will be on.
I don't know.
Get with your teacher.
I'm getting with him. We are live. Hold on. We are live for our for our after interview stream. Hello, everybody. And by the way, guys, if you are now in our Teams meet, you are now audible to the world. Okay. So I exist now. Welcome. Hello. What am I doing? Buttons. Make this big. Okay. There we go. Now you guys are visual too. Okay, we don't know when Anakin's gonna be playing her game. We don't know when, we don't know where. So. Now, what do you guys want to do? Well, we talk to those who may or may not come over to our channel. I mean, I figure I could probably play, what is it called? Yeah, that's what I said. I can play our game, or I could do art, drawing, or modeling. I have this entire screen just sitting right here off to the side, begging to be used for something of interest. I mean, this is my birthday present, by the way. Somebody commissioned it for me. It's my character. Anywho, do you guys want me to pull up the game, or do you want to do art stuffs, or help me out here? Okay, so should I wait until we have people, participants? Okay, my one of them's me. I would love to know who all was actually in. Who all is actually in? Okay, I don't know who BA is. Hi. Hello. Do art. I am being told to do art. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. That came from when I was developing a game called Lunch Rush last spring. I decided that I felt like random words being put together would be kind of fun, and it stuck. So we got that going on. That's about it. Oh, hi. Hello, family. Yes, my cousin. I have family who are watching. Hi, guys. You know, make sure I can see everything. Yeah. audience, feel free to ask questions to anybody and everybody, and we all exist. Forgive the demonic lighting showing up on my face from my tablet that has just been moved into my lap. I'm doing art stuffs. I hope this actually is updating in real time.
You're doing okay. Well, at least audio, I can hear it.
Cool.
It's pretty close. I have a small delay.
Cool. Okay. Nope, I need that back. There we go. I think I should draw some pictures of some dogs. How's everybody think of that?
Let's do that.
Okay. No, fingerprints? How dare you have fingerprints?
How did I know that joke was coming?
Okay. We are crazy. That would be a brilliant and smart idea from some of the brain people behind this, which apparently I'm not brainy. I'm caffeine-y. So for the record, hi everybody. I'm Jessica McKnight. I'm the project lead. And I was a artist. I didn't do too much art because of leading. Next, who wants to say hi next?
All the character fun stuff. My name is Isaiah, and I'm the QA lead for Mad Dog. My name is Trevor Walls. I am one of the 3D artists and the texture lead for the game Mad Dog. Hello, I'm Ben Wilson, and I'm one of the 3D artists for Mad Dog.
So now you all know who we are. We are missing one of our artists and we're missing one of our QA gents. So they may pop in, they may not. I'm not entirely sure. I keep looking over here because that's where all my webcam is, but my webcam camera is here. There. I've been up for a few too many hours. I've been awake for far too many hours. Lots of fun. I will admit I did have fun on this project. Many conversations with the crazy people who are also staying up with me. I'm looking at you pointedly. It sleeps. So yeah, feel free to ask questions. Does anybody have any fun stories that reflect well on our team that you'd like to share? Yes! Talk away, Jacob. hold on. Jacob, hold on. I was just told that you are not audible. This is why I have somebody sitting with me. 1 second, guys. Let's see. Why are we not?
Also, we've got a question from Cindy McMahon. Who did the trailer video?
The sound is coming through, but
That was a combination of...
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. We are not being heard.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you guys are not being heard. I'm being heard. So, give me just a second. I do not know what I am doing. How, guys. Okay, so you guys can be heard on YouTube?
I know I can hear myself.
Okay, Isaiah says he can hear himself. Vance, can you say something?
you can hear them. Hang on.
Okay, hold on.
I'm maxed.
Okay, so you guys can be heard on YouTube? Okay, Isaiah says he can hear himself. No, we cannot hear you guys. Vance, can you say something? How do I fuss with... guys, OBS, how does this work? Hey, Neth. Welcome from Russia. How do I turn on audio, guys? Desktop audio property, digital audio. Okay. It still's not showing movement on the audio mixer. Settings.
I guess for now, if they ask me questions, whoever's like that, type the answer in the chat.
It is on. It's just real fuzzy and very, very faint.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to fix it at all. Because it's not showing up on my end that it's being heard. Let me turn myself down just a smidgen. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna be,
You all look exhausted. Yes, we are. That is our natural state. Yeah, that's why I'm
that's
saying
me.
with a smile on my face.
Maybe y'all need to have somebody else host it.
Do any of you guys know how to host a stream on YouTube's?
I went no.
Okay, so that's a no from everybody.
It is kind of strange how you're doing with the projects again.
It means that I'm not picking up my audio from desktop. Audio, devices, desktop audio, digital audio. There. Can you guys try saying something in just a second? Let me apply. There you go. Try saying something. Let me know if you can hear them. They all just said something at once. Hold on.
Nope.
No, you guys were not heard. Okay, so maybe it's because I'm... Okay, hold on.
Cindy asks again, Ben, what did you do on the channel? Did you do the video?
Go ahead and type that in the chat.
Yeah, we gotta type
She's trying to be, helpful.
trying to get the lurking to stop.
Yeah. While I'm sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. Let's see.
There's quickly turn from a drawing screen into fictional screen.
He's getting ready to type for you, Mom. Remember, we're a few seconds ahead of you. Properties. Use device timestamps. Desktop audio. What if I try selecting that? Well, I'm trying the speakers audio render thing.
So you're going to have to strip out trailers.
Uh-huh. You're not being nice, mother. Oh my gosh. Properties, where's the defaults? Okay, there. Use default.
Hey, I
Everybody
mean, this
say
is what we get for
something.
doing it live.
Do it live.
Say something, everybody.
Exactly.
Something.
Hey, everybody.
Nice, I'm
Wait for a
speaking
moment.
now. Look at the face you're making, Jessica.
Jacob, I hear you.
We have sound!
We have audio!
Finally.
Yay!
I win. Technology cannot hold me down.
Technology zero!
I can finally get back to doing art now. Okay, back to drawing up.
How long did we spend? How long did we spend trying to figure that out? Like 5-10 minutes or something.
Probably.
About a good 10.
Can answer questions vocally.
Hey.
Good.
Hey.
We've got technically like six people watching us. Given the first 6 are us.
I'm not dignifying that with a response.
The question I have is, where exactly did the people who talk in the pre-chat go? Because they were like Vanessa Quintero and Sroll Bloodwolf.
Sroll Bloodwolf is me.
Yeah. That's our streamer over here.
Okay, then what about Vanessa Quintero?
Eh.
Yes.
Either the lurk.
Ben, the other guy with glasses.
That would be Trevor.
Trevor. So I got to talk
Hey.
to Trevor and then
Do I need to make
Oh,
another
sweet.
screen for me? Let me poke V, and see if she wants to come back.
Okay.
I missed a thing 2 hours ago. Oops.
Nerf.
V. I'm just kind of making a generic puppy dog.
It is cold where I am.
Why is it cold where you are?
What are you doing?
Because I can't say why exactly.
So since we had technical difficulties earlier, do we want to go ahead and reintroduce ourselves?
Yes, you guys can go ahead and
Oh,
reintroduce
idea.
yourselves because you weren't heard. Now you will be.
Okay, good. Yes,
Say your
now we
names.
can do it again.
Right. Hi. Vance. I did all the character fun stuff.
My name is
Hello,
Isaiah,
I'm
and
Jacob.
the QA
Hi.
lead. Freaking name, go. Okay, Jacob, you go.
Sorry, I completely had a lag spike there, so that was my bad. Go ahead, Zay.
Okay, my name is Isaiah, and I was the QA lead for Bad Dog.
Okay, I'll go. Hello, my name is Jacob. I am the level designer and lead programmer for Bad Dog.
Hello, my name is Trevor Walls. I am the texturing lead and one of the 3 artists for the game Bad Dog.
Hello, I'm Ben Holton. I'm one of the 3D artists for Bad Dog.
Yay, we exist.
Yay.
For how long, though, will we exist?
That question. Depends. How long are we gonna be insane?
I don't know. I don't have enough hands to do the amount of thunk we need here.
I'm not sure how long because I need to eat soon.
Well, go eat.
That's all good.
Go
Go,
be
go,
live.
go food.
Be human.
But I need but what about all the 6 people who are watching us?
Hey,
Well,
those are
human
fine
is
6 people.
I
Thank
mean,
you, Cindy. I appreciate that. Eat good.
So,
Hey.
Has he noses?
Vance, you want to talk a little bit about the character process and such? Because,
that.
frankly, I don't even know much about it. So,
It's true.
I'd love to hear y'all's perspectives on this project as of this point. So,
I mean, characters were fun. The process is pretty daunting. You take as many perspectives as you can get of your dog, like say the Dalmatian, not the Dalmatian, the Doberman. Excuse me, too
We
many
have a
D words.
Dalmatian?
I was about to maybe. But you take those sides and you try to graft your your sphere, your shape, your what have you, to that mesh. And then from there, it's a bunch of edge loops to make it more detailed other than a blocky little dog boy walking down the street. Uh, After that, for me at least, it gets pretty interesting because I love the texturing and rigging aspect of getting into the modeling field. It's just my modeling skills as a whole are still a little.
it would seem that Cindy wishes to know more about development and what's coming in the future.
Ah. Well, most of us. I am using Photoshop currently to draw this dog. And as far as what's coming, while most of us will be separating and going our own ways, some of us are staying behind to continue the development of Bad Dog. Ben, if you would be willing to drop that link so everybody can see the site, we have cautionlightgames.com is our webpage, and you can find a link of our most recent build up there. I believe there's going to be an art overhaul on some of the assets to help stylize and go for a more, wacky feel and more uniform kind of cartoon tilts. I want to have more hard angles that kind of make it feel more Dr. Seuss like, just to help push the wacky nature of our game. Let's see. We're going to add some AI and create significantly more in-depth point system dealing with, say, chaining of actions and more achievements that you can unlock and more dogs that you can play as. We're going to really kind of push for more levels so that it just feels like a larger, wider world that you can play in. We are just so excited for expanding past what we have here and bringing a stronger, united core gameplay that Jacob and I did not throw together. It's something
Only a
extra
small
thought
bit.
out.
Hey, when you go through half the stuff we did, we got something down. Let's be
Yes.
real.
Oh, Vance has a human that he made for the game. We are. I'm so upset that I didn't get to input the human because he did this human that is just so much fun to look at, and it's got this adorable finger wagging animation, and it's made me laugh the first time I see it. It makes me laugh the 100th time I've seen it, and I just can't wait to put it in and to add more humans into the game like it. And Vance, before this point, if I remember correctly, you had never really worked on quadrupeds, let alone dogs, 3D models. Is
Oh
that
no.
right?
Oh no.
Well,
No.
I've seen the way that you've been progressing, so I know for a fact you're going to do amazing in helping create more dogs. We
Well,
need
thank
to
you
learn
for
how to
that.
groom fur, though.
Yeah,
Our dogs
that
get a
will
little
be an
skinny.
interesting task. Yeah.
Um, what else can I say?
I mean, we've covered the future, so let's talk about the past a bit.
Okay.
So,
What do
I
you
mean,
guys
Didn't
say? What you guys
didn't
think?
it?
Tell us the
I,
right.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure at some point we were thinking about this, but weren't we also at one point discussing adding a cat and a bird to the game?
Oh, those are made too. They're
Yeah.
there.
The cat actually exists. The bird is still not.
Rip.
The bird is no. The bird is no.
The bird. No.
We'll have to remake the bird, but yeah, there is
Oh
a
yeah.
cat that didn't get to be put in. I was so upset that the cat had to be removed last minute. It would be so much fun to be able to harass the cat. Um, I mean, because what's more dog than fighting off a cat, you know?
Yeah.
yep. And honestly, that's just how this goes. There's features that come and go. Ultimately, we have to try and not come up with features that we want to put in days
Midway.
before we're supposed to have a build to turn in and to show off to people. So, while it's sad that stuff didn't make it in, it happens. And I think that's one of the things that we learned the most is just the scope of projects and how to judge whether something is needed and what to focus on and to drive our energy towards and to know where we need to put our efforts.
I'd piggyback on that a little bit, as well as not just scope, but everybody's uh, ability to do the work, sort of thing. Because where it is now, I mean, y'all remember Alpha, where we got from there to this.
Oh my gosh, the alpha.
It's partially scope, definitely, but it's also half of what we all can do in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
And the size of our team, I mean, we've only got one lead programmer at this point. One guy who's doing all the character animations and all that, and then our lovelies right here who've done QA and our assets.
Oh yes. Oh, Jacob, Cindy wants to know if you're a regular programmer.
I am actually a level designer and environment artist. That is what I love to do. The reason why I managed to take over the job as lead programmer is probably thanks to my dad, who is a programmer as of this point. So everything that I've learned has probably come from his actually working in a programming industry. So while I'm not while that's not what I'm going to school for and what I hope to be eventually, I saw an opportunity to aid the project more than I was at the start, and I took it, and I ran with it. And I think I did a decent job, despite not knowing everything, and probably not making everything work the best, but I had fun.
But
BA wants to know what is a level designer exactly.
So a level designer is fundamentally the person that takes all of the assets that the art department creates, all the textures, all of the meshes that create the objects, puts it all together, and then places it in the level. They're primarily responsible for everything in a scene that is not the character. So all the lighting, all of the sound effects and design and such, the actual aesthetic of the level and putting all of the technical stuff behind those together.
All right.
There's a question from MK here that says, "What's your take on the current situation in the?" I think that's it. I think how you pronounce it is the Xinjiang province, which I have no idea what that is.
I'm gonna stay out of the politics stuff. I really don't know.
It might be best to stay away from that.
Yeah.
And studied Andrew Loomis. Thank you. I'm not sure who that is. Forgive me.
Cindy asks, "I saw the picture. Can be taken off the wall. Is that you?" I don't know who this question is for, though.
I believe that's aimed at Jacob. Was that you who did that?
If you're referring to the wall picture frames, I helped program the ability to knock objects around and to earn points from that. For the most part, we used Unreal's physics engine to handle most of that. The object itself starts in a state where it basically ignores everything, and then as soon as the character bumps into it, it wakes up and starts falling around. And then eventually it gets tired of moving around and falls asleep again. So, not sure if that's the question you were asking, but you got that answer anyways. So,
It answers that and then some. Gives a little insight, I think.
yeah. Fundamentally, one of the things that I wish I had more time to work on is the physics engine in Unreal. It's pretty much the bare bones default as of this point, and while I don't know much about Unreal's physics engine, I wish I had the chance to learn more and to be able to flesh it out much further than where it is, to be able to know exactly what the prop is doing at any given time, and to be able to mess with props and have them interact with the dog and other props in bigger and better ways. So, yeah.
Alright, we got a question from Jonathan. Isaiah, can you read that out for us?
Was there anything that was added to the game that was not in the trailer?
For the most part, Oh, you can speak. You can bark on command by pressing the left mouse click, and that was not shown in the trailer because it was a last-minute addition to replace the ability to pick up and move an item. So I'm going to reference Cindy's comment there. You will eventually be able to move items again, but it had to be replaced due to numerous bugs.
Yeah. In the early stages of the game, picking up objects was very, very hard to work with.
It was very OP. Like, just remove the movement damage you can cause in the game. You would knock things everywhere.
It brought about some of the most bugs and the most sporadic ones on the bug list we made. Some of the actions you can, some of the actions that you can do that you can do in the game made up the bug list, but picking up objects was definitely one of the bigger things. Also, Jonathan says that he cannot hear you, Jessica.
Can I be heard now?
I do not know. We shall wait for a response from.
Now. I'm moving my mic closer.
Vanessa.
The question I was actually going to ask us is, what was the best bug?
Vanessa's asking, are there any funny bugs that you came across while working on and testing the game?
Infinite poop.
Oh, that one was.
Oh yes.
I liked the scale bug personally. You know, with that end table in one of the levels that was like yay big.
Yeah.
Personally, one of my favorites is how if you stack certain objects on top of each other, or you push them against other objects enough, the objects can freaking fly all over the room and slam into other objects.
Oh yeah,
I think we need to add that back in.
We'll see.
What?
Probably an Easter egg.
Somehow make the physics in the game less freaking stable.
Why not? Have a deep space
I
mode.
mean,
Yeah.
But I am quiet. Huh.
like I said, I wanted to edit the physics engine from the start, so it's one of the things that I never got the opportunity to do. Either to stabilize it more than it is, or to make it less stable is apparently to be determined. So
I remember in particular. You say we did say we wanted to dabble with the Unreal Engine's chaos engine.
Breaking the items, yes.
Yep, that would have been fun.
Yeah, the chaos engine. That's what we wanted to work with.
initially, we had the plans to implement chaos into. I'll back up a bit. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Unreal jargon, the chaos engine is Epic's version of the ability to take an object and break it into pieces. And it's completely done within the Unreal Engine itself, so the modeler doesn't have to individually create each fragment of the object to then be placed in the scene. Initially, we wanted to use this engine. Unfortunately, the big blockade that we ran into is none of us know how to install the Chaos engine as of this point.
Yeah, that was.
It doesn't come pre-installed, so
Yeah.
it requires a lot of technical know-how of how the engine works. And unfortunately, as of this point, we just don't have that technical know-how to be able to do that. So
The first roadblock is always the hardest.
yes, it is.
Let's see. Is that so? What is the single developer used in this game? Yes. That for I believe it was the lo-fi fighter. He used the Chaos engine in his game. He made mention of it for the destruction of the items when they were thrown at the opponent. When they broke, that was actually using the Chaos engine. So he made the original model and he said, on impact, destroy. And then the Chaos engine said, okay, here's many, many pieces. And that's essentially what it would use. And I think it's about time that I should probably open up our game and do some gameplay so we can see what we're talking about here, since we're doing a lot of talk.
Yes.
So give me
Yeah.
just a second. I will open that up.
If we can't have time, we can always also look at cut art assets and show the viewers some content that they can't see in the final game.
Like the kitty cat.
Or the human.
Poor Mr.
So that
Whiskers.
pointing animation.
Oh, yes, the
Yes.
finger wave.
Yes.
The finger wave reprimand.
Okay, let's see if I can move.
Honestly, I haven't even seen that animation, so
Oh.
I'm looking forward to seeing
Oh,
that.
I'll definitely have to bring it up then. Alright, now, gotta load this up. Loading. Keep on loading. Rawhide.
Loading.
Jessica's sleep deprivation makes her sing. Sing. Up.
I'm surprised it doesn't make you trail off while you're singing.
Window. Hold on.
See,
Alt tab.
Oh yeah, the fun animations that we didn't get to throw in there, as well as the cat.
Mr. Whiskers finger wave Cindy questions.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Whiskers is what we called our cat, and the finger wave was mentioned earlier on the missing items that didn't get to be added in. Sorry about the audio cutting in there. Display capture
Jonathan
wave.
asks, did you use any particle effect with the collisions or just the damage points?
In what?
For the most part,
aspect?
no. As of this point, particles were collision particles in particular were one of the things that I wanted to add to flesh out the visual aesthetics of the core gameplay, but it's one of the things that we had to cut due to complications and time, and the unfortunities of that oftentimes come with game development. So
at the speed of 9 weeks.
Okay,
Yes.
so what did I pull this up for again?
Just
I pulled
The
this up.
gameplay.
What was I going to show in the gameplay though? What did we bring up? I forget.
I think we were just going to I think we're just going to.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna mess around and show the game off. Well,
Yeah, then we were
well,
talking
any more
about-
than we can, any more than we can than the trailers did.
Yeah, and then we were talking about possibly pulling up some old assets that didn't get thrown in.
There you go. Broke the vase there.
Hey, it's all good. That's what this stream's for. Asking questions. Even if we have to have like the blank stare of I'm totally lost, we will do our best to answer it.
Jonathan is apparently apologizing for picking your brains a bit. He was in the same situation back in 2017.
No, we love communication and questions.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be sitting here very, very confused as what we're doing.
Yes, indeed. Which I can only imagine that could have been us 9 weeks ago when we just met each other. We're like, hey, we're a team now. We're your team now. Let's make the game, guys.
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it, one of the things that we should probably talk about are the different game modes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So, in Bad Dog, we have 3 different game modes that we created. The first is a simple arcade style, where the goal of the game mode is to simply gain as many points as possible. The version that I believe Jessica is playing currently is the sequence mode, where the goal is to gain a certain number of points within the given time limit. And then it gets progressively harder as you continue to progress, frankly.
Yes.
Redundant
It's like-
statement is redundant. Then the third and final game mode is a mode that we've come to call challenge mode, where it's similar to arcade mode in that there's no score that you need to get, but rather it introduces the mechanic that we call sound. As you might be able to see, depending on when you are in the stream, because I'm behind.
So I'm not even looking at it. I just have chat open on the right over here.
Then there's a gauge underneath the timer.
Let me see if I can get it a little bit louder so it gets darker.
Yeah. As you mess up the house, you produce noise. The goal
There we go.
is to be quiet while still gaining as many points as possible. So it's a harder version of the arcade. Alongside the game modes themselves, there are different achievements
Busted!
that
I got too loud here. Example of that.
so yeah.
Switch over to
So there's achievements that the player can unlock. As of this point, there's only 7 achievements. The first 4 are point-based. Then the last 3 are based off of object interactions. So we hope to produce a lot more achievements to just make the game more fun and to give the players more challenge, but as you can imagine, coming up with achievements for a game made in 9 weeks and then producing the game alongside of it was stressful and challenge. So,
Especially
Yeah.
when we had function switch up at the last minute sort of thing.
Yep.
Because we had a few of them set up back when we had the pickup stuff set up.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And then
Yep.
we had to get rid of it, unfortunately. So those had to go too. Alright, but we do have a question from an Elliot Miller. Miller. Did the team encounter any issues that seemed minor but ended up being surprisingly difficult to solve?
Quite a few that my brain can't remember them right at the moment. Anybody else
Like-
can remember them?
Let's see here. There.
The point allocation in general, being able to do stuff to items. We had to rewrite that like 3 times.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was always fun.
And then, of course, there's always the challenge of balancing how many points is given for any given interaction. So, yeah.
What to have physics on, what not to have physics on.
hmm
I think playing the animations too was something that we still were trying.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, that for sure.
I will take blame for some of that, though. I will be honest. My timing is not the best.
Yeah, I had to send back to you quite a few times. Hey, redo this animation, please.
Yep.
Please.
Many.
Oh. I think that might actually be how our new wallpaper system works, because originally it was just kind of a JPEG you posted on there and be like, oh, that's it. Now with the Jacob could explain it more with how it's fully done, but it has like this nice little glow to the room. So with that said, it's got like plasticky-ish eyes for material, so it's going to reflect a lot of that.
Oh, is this about the glowing dog eyes?
Yeah.
So more than likely, as Vance was saying, what's happening is the light from the room is being reflected in the glossiness of the eyes, and more than likely, it's probably just a bit much. It needs to be toned down so it looks like, I don't know, whatever eyeballs are made of, and that's a pretty disturbing sentence by itself. Instead of possessed.
I don't know though. It kind of does add to the bad dog aspect of it. Maybe he's possessed by Satan.
No.
Lord Statine. Who knows?
We did have an achievement called Almost a Devil Dog.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Oh, that would have been awesome. Maybe that'll be a new dog to add in,
Oh,
like a flame dog.
Maybe.
Oh,
We'll see.
A heck hound.
oh, yes. The hounds of heck.
The Hounds of Heck.
I
We
did.
need-
I pooped in the litter box and got a achievement called Not Just for Cats. That was fun. I love these, being able to come up with these and people just be like, oh yeah, let's do it. I gave them a challenge and they took it in stride. My team did very well with that.
Yeah. One of the things that I tried very, very hard to do, at least on the programming end of the game, is to make it so that the people that are still working with the code but aren't as code savvy can implement things like achievements. So I got the opportunity to learn how to make my own library of code nodes for Unreal, which was interesting, challenging, and overall I think it helped make the actual development process, especially with things like achievements, much simpler to do in the long run.
It definitely helped when he came up to me. He's like, Vance, we need some achievements. Set these up.
Yeah.
I not the best with coding. I will be real. So when he was just like, oh yeah, just drop these 3 notes in there. You do it. It really could not be easier. And I'm thankful for that.
Yep. I've found that I really enjoy making those little tool type things, is where it's just, you take a lot of really complicated code and all of this cool stuff that works in the background and just compress it down into something that is fairly simple and easy for people to use, including myself. So.
Oh.
I think I found the bug, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, nothing like a live stream to find a bug.
Oh yes.
He's a big boy now.
Infinite points. Oh,
Yes. I am the point
God.
guard.
Oh my goodness. I hope you guys are keeping an eye on the chat for me because I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Try stacking it as high as you can, please. I want to see that again.
Oh.
Oh, is this about the poop Jenga?
Yep.
Or
Lifting up
Yeah.
a thing.
Oh, poop Jenga. That was another bug that was just
yeah.
amazing. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there was another one too. Recently, when we added the P animations, particle effects, you were able to jump in P at the same time.
Yes.
That was also a fun one.
Yeah. So, Nathaniel Riley asks, do you have to unlock the other dogs?
Yes.
Currently, yes. You start off with 2 dogs, whose names I completely can't remember.
Bartholomew and Fido are your starter dogs. So that would be your Doberman and your Mutt. Alongside, we have, this is Loaf. You can unlock him. There's Toby, the Charky, and Tyson, the Bulldog. No, sorry.
Bull Terrier.
Bull Terrier. Bull Terrier. There we go. I remembered.
And don't forget Bartholomew.
Yes.
Bartholomew.
I
The
love
best.
Bartholomew. He's our Dobie. You actually have to jump over your poop as this little guy.
At least it scales right now. Because like I was saying with that scale poop bug, yeah, you see the right behind that UI or back there. There's that little end table in the entranceway. Yeah, you would drop sizable turn about the size of that end table.
They're sized properly now.
Yes, it is amazing. Love it.
Oh no, I'm stuck.
Create a gate for yourself.
I
So-
do believe I have gotten myself a little on the stuck side.
There's a reset key. Hold R.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that key.
I forgot about that.
This is what happens when we enter in stuff at the last minute, folks. We forget
Yep.
certain keys exist.
We've got another question. Was the house modeled after anyone's in particular?
Somewhat. I, in particular, basically took blueprints that I found on Google,
Crashed.
and then blended a few together and just came up with something that I liked. So I didn't really start out with any particular one, but
Hold on, I crashed. They're gonna get a really loud doo-doo of the music. Give me 1 second.
Oh no. Brace yourselves.
Oh no.
Mix. Okay, there we go. We're playing the tutorial.
Oh yeah, we should show them off the fun little tutorial.
yes, IKEA.
IKEA. Nondescript Swedish furniture place. There we go. No suing here.
Other furniture places are available.
Yeah, like Ukia.
Mhm.
So yeah, we got a full-on tutorial in IKEA. This is our IKEA. Just gonna kind of skitter around the edge so we can kind of get an idea.
The tutorial, at least on my end, was actually really fun to make. I'd never done anything like the speech bubble or the little floating icons to interact with and tell the player how to play the game. So that was just something new that was challenging, and I got to learn a lot of new stuff with this game, which is both exciting and terrifying because I thought I knew a lot more than I apparently did. So But yeah.
Yeah, that's like everything with this game in a nutshell. It's like we thought we had it.
Yep.
We were right there.
Oh yes.
Come
So-
into it. Like
Cindy McKnight says, I like the fireplace. Do we want to talk about the revolutionary fireplace as of this point? Because
Well, the
it
fireplace
kind of helped
that was
define
my
our art
design.
style.
It was
Yeah.
yeah.
since we were going with the whole hand painted cartoonish look. I felt that the a bizarre shape of the fireplace would help bring in the whole cartoonish look we were trying to go for.
Yeah, I definitely went with it. It's definitely a nice, wacky piece to add to the cartoon feel.
It's
Yep.
definitely my favorite out of every asset that we've made. And is basically what we're going to be when we do the art overhaul that we talked about the other day, earlier today. We're definitely going to be using this as our reference for the sloped angles that they scream not real.
It is extremes exaggerated Seussland sort of thing.
Right. So we go from this, we go from this right here, which is very cartoon, very unrealistic, to this almost pseudo-real, And that, I think, is our currently biggest, visual issue. It's just that it goes from such a extreme, in one place, to everything else being a very uniform, almost real.
However, to a degree, it works. The blend
yeah,
of
it does
cartoon and real is certainly an aesthetic that can be done, and I think we proved that it is viable to make a blended reality.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
I just want to push it a little further.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. We still have to figure out those head collisions.
My head is in the wall. Thank you, Unreal, and your immovable collision cube, or capsule.
Yeah. Actually, now that back to a previous question, what was one of the biggest things that we struggled with overall, just fighting Unreal with the stuff that, as a developer, you're not allowed to change because you use
Right.
the Unreal default bits and pieces. While that poses a challenge, I think as a team we did a very good job of overcoming those complications. They're abnormal, to say the least. So, yeah. So, thank you, team. I think, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't have
trying
anything
to
else to
find
say
those.
to that, but thank you.
Especially with how Unreal generates, like, just the boxes for a collision
Yeah.
was a major issue. Like, the fireplace, we loved the shape of the fireplace, but it came out as this weird container box for collision.
We loved it,
It was just-
Unreal did not.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. How's the chat doing? I can't see it still.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
It's doing nice.
Jonathan Winger is apparently leaving.
Good night. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. And,
Actually, I have a question for y'all.
okay.
Out of everything, without the hindsight, well, I guess with a little bit of the hindsight of the project as it is now, what would be something you would have changed from the get-go if you had to do it all over again from scratch? No used assets.
I'm
That's
not
a good
allowed to say my answer.
We figure your answer, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, it's nothing too crazy.
Definitely.
Cindy has to sign off as well.
All right.
Having a team who's themselves. Trevor, I'm looking at you. You were amazing at 2D art, and yet I did a lot of the 2D art by myself. So very much be aware of what my team can and can't do.
Honestly, I don't usually do 2D art all that much, so that's...
You should do more. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Especially with that trailer.
Yeah. I'm trying to practice more.
Personally, for me, there's two major things that I would change. And you've heard me discuss this with you, Vance, so you already know my answer.
Well, I'm well aware of some of it.
Overall, I think the largest complication on my end stemmed from the issue with using Unreal default stuff, so using a character as a basis rather than an actor, and the complications that provided. Then I think the other thing that I would love to go back and change actually has to deal with the props. We have probably 4 or 5 different methods of handling how the props interact with the player, and that's something that I wanted to clean up, but we never had the chance to. So it's just one of those things that it works well, but it needs cleaning. So those are the two things that I personally wish we had more time to go back and clean up and make better than they are.
I personally wish when you guys started sending me builds to do QA testing, I wish I had realized that I was meant to stress test the game from the get-go. Cause down the line I eventually started doing that, but from the beginning I feel like our progress would have been expedited a lot more if I had looked at the game thoroughly and tried to break it. Because I'll be honest, in the early stages we were able to break our game a lot easier than we could now.
It's always a good sign.
It's still not easy to break, but
Yeah.
case in point, the bugs we've accidentally showcased.
It's just towers and
brown logs.
The towers of turds.
Hey, I think that's a feature, man.
Yes,
That's funny.
If that's not a feature in the future.
I think it should be a feature just because it's funny.
Also on another note, real quick, I hate to cut and run, but I need to get some food and take care of some things.
Bye,
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Right, so I'll catch you all later.
Alright.
Thank you
Take
for
care,
joining
see ya.
us.
Night day.
Night.
Stretch.
Oh, I actually hurt my back on that one. That is not a good sign. Only 24, dang it! I shouldn't be getting the old man disease.
Old man disease. Old man disease. You kidding me?
You mean arthritis?
How
Arthur
about
retired.
carpal tunnel?
The salt is real.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah. Just ow.
Yeah. Trevor and Ben, what were you guys' take on that question?
Can you real quick repeat the question?
Oh, sure. I was asking, out of everything we experienced through this 9 weeks, if you had to do it all over again, no assets, no nothing, what would you change about it? Process, assets, anything.
For the 3D props, I would definitely make each variant have its own texture map, and then rather than trying to fit everything within one UV space. Another change I would make is just create 2D sprites for the damages that you do to the props rather than hand drawing each one, as that ended up taking a lot more time to texture. Definitely feel like there was room for improvement, for efficiency. But overall, I was still satisfied with the amount of props I made. I believe there's around 70 custom meshes I created for the game.
I do know that there are 55 items. not including variant models or textures. So I do know you made the actual, so I know there's at least that. So go ahead.
There's
and
also the
tell them.
decorative wall pieces as well,
Yeah.
such as the windows, doors.
Yep. So BA decided to hop off. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you had fun with our little after stream and such.
As we decompress after 9 weeks of
Yes.
crunching.
Yeah. 9 weeks of
It's
absolute
nice to-
chaos.
Take
Yeah.
a step back and just look at this project objectively and to kind of come up with a bit of a post-mortem to see what went well, what didn't, and how we can do better in the future. So
Yeah.
it's nice to be in retrospect, for better or worse.
Yeah, that is one thing I do have to say. Now that we are done with it, at least for the project piece of it, it is a lot less stress than I have had. Because personally, like with last week before I left, the reason I stayed was I knew something might happen, and I did not want to be all the way across the state to be like, hey, yeah, this item failed.
Oh my goodness.
And then like speed my way back home just to try to get it on.
Which I thank you for, by the way.
But that definitely it was a nice relief to know when we turned in that final bit. It's like could actually relax in the back of my chair without feeling like, oh no, something's gonna happen. But Trevor, what would, if you had to change anything about the process or anything really on this project, if we had to start again?
Honestly, I probably would have refined the dog models a bit more, or get more of that stylized look that we were trying to go for.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
I think we're gonna go big heads when we do the the visual revamp. We're gonna go big head, little body. Kind of like what I'm doodling here, just because I can doodle.
So a caricature dog.
Yeah, slightly more
Kinda like that.
cartoony, more puppy-like, I guess.
Yeah.
Just
More
just
Chihuahua-like.
Oh yeah.
in general, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, if I had to change anything about this project, I think the variant handling would be something we would definitely need to look into, because towards the end, when we're trying to piece together 4 different models that look exactly the same, the only difference being, oh yeah, when you slap the texture on, this one looks like peed, like it's been peed on, or this one's been scratched on. Naming conventions kind of went out the window. I know there were a few models I imported swearing it was one thing, then you actually take it into Unreal, import it, and it's like, oh no, I'm really the scratched model. You thought I was the peed model. You thought I was, but no, I was the scratch.
Also, to explain to the viewers, the variants we're referring to are basically each model has 4 different damage variants, where it's either pee, poop, scratch, or broken. So that's what we're referring to when we're referring to the model variants.
Oh yeah, that.
For,
Oh yeah,
interaction, what the state of the item is. What's been happened to it.
Yeah, I remember when Jacob was asking for variants, at one point I thought he meant color variants.
No. No.
Yeah.
It probably would have been easier if we had thought of it texture-wise, but hey, it's first time we doing anything like this for the most part, so, you make mistakes, you learn from them, do your best.
Right, yeah. Which, all things considered, I think we did really, really well, I mean, it could have been significantly better, but at the same time, it could have been significantly worse. So,
He could have.
It could have.
Yeah, he could have.
I
I
mean, just
will.
look at where we were at Alpha.
It's like, do we still have a copy of that? Do we want to shoot him?
Please no.
No.
If y'all wanted me to show that, you should have told me that back at like 2 this afternoon.
No, it's all good. Still, it's just like part of me's like, I kind of want to show it to them for them to understand where we're coming from with this. But part of me is also like, no,
Just
Don't.
don't do this.
just no. Don't make yourself cringe anymore.
Don't do that to me, please.
Oh,
I'm doodling a doogie.
the dude.
It's been a fun semester, which has honestly surprised me. I expected a lot worse, to say the least.
Oh, especially with everything going on outside. I was
Yeah.
half expecting that too.
Yeah, I'm thankful that the current scenario of the world, let's just go with that, has not impacted us as much as it could have, and such. So I think we got very, very lucky with that. Granted, it has impacted us quite a bit in that we are online this semester.
And
So
we missed
are
out on
looking
free
like
Red Bull.
Yep.
Free Red Bull, free food at the presentation. But
Yeah.
hey, you know, we potentially got more faces to come in that wouldn't be able to. So that point
Benefit
as
of-
well.
live streaming, we can get people from all over the world to come in
Russia.
and say hi.
I wonder if
Other Russia.
is Neth still here? Because he's from Russia.
Hey, see the point right there. People who couldn't be here in a reasonable time, we got them to come say hi.
Neth is my buddy. I has friends from all over the world.
Power of the internet.
I has very few friends here, though.
Yep. Well,
Vanessa!
Hey,
My friend! Using all the wrong buttons because I don't know what I'm doing.
do any of us?
no.
You would hope that you would know what you're doing by this point?
Honestly, working on this project has given me lots of opportunities to start familiarizing myself with like Blender and utilizing it for modeling rather than having to pay for a program like Maya.
Yeah, that's something I did like about this project too. I got to use it more outside of just tinkering here and there with a tutorial video. And it's like,
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you want to do a broken model? Yeah, just throw it in there, hit a little button, and there we go. You got a broken model. Sad. Well, thankfully that did work because, granted, when we figured out the Chaos Engine was a no-go, that would have been forever.
Yes.
Just thinking about the hours spent on those already, then go, oh yeah, we got to make those broken ones by hand.
That
Yeah.
hurts my soul.
It just, I feel my heart sink down into the pits of my stomach. That one is like,
Hello, kitty cat. Miggy, Miggy, Miggy. Kitty cat, wanna be on stream? Come here, Maggie. My Maggie cat. Come on, head up. Oh, shush.
hey.
Meow.
Now where was that when we were recording sounds?
I know! I know! Baby girl did not want to make noise.
I know you guys weren't there for that out of, life circumstances, but we could not for the life of us. get the cats to communicate, to work with us.
I oftentimes have the opposite problem. I can't get my cats to stop meowing most days.
They kind of just stare at us like, what do you want from us? We exist. Let us exist.
Yeah.
My dog will bark at the most simplest things, such as my rice cooker.
Your rice cooker?
Does it make like a ding sound when it goes off, or is it just like the sight of it sets them off?
Both.
Okay then.
That's my sister's dog in a nutshell. If she hears or sees anything she does not like, she
I think
goes
we only
ballistic.
have like 3 people in the chat right now.
Oh.
Hey, that's
Yep.
all good. We got people lurking and people want to talk.
How many lurkers we got?
Well, let's see here. There's 5 of us here. We got 11 watching, according to YouTube. So
It was 9 watchers. It was 9 watchers earlier, so people are passing in and out of the chat. So
that's always good. That's always good. Have some people come in, say hey, walk off. It's nice.
Hello.
Oh, yes, Alpha. We mention Alpha a lot for a reason.
Yeah.
For the record, Alpha was, at any other project I would have quit at Alpha because of where it was at and how poorly it looked like we were doing, due to time constraints and have to learn and stuff, and
Alpha's when things got
Yeah.
really real fast.
yeah, Alpha was the reality check,
Yep.
I guess, is what you could say.
Small remnants of the Alpha with Alpha Adobe.
And we made it through it. That's
Yes.
the part that
Yeah,
is important. We made it through,
we got here somehow.
and it's much, much better than where it was when Alpha was due, in a sense. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of it too, was we didn't really see the timeline as small as it really was, in a sense. At least for a coding that was the first few weeks, it was...
yeah.
Yeah,
Then
slept
the
anyways.
second part to Vanessa's question is something that couldn't be solved the first try. Overall, there were a plethora of things that just took
multiple passes to get...
multiple attempts to get it to work correctly. The point system is the big one that I can think of, where
Right.
it's just, it went through so many iterations that it's impossible for me to even list off all the different variants that we made. It really was the it's not working. Try it again, still not working. Try it again, it works this time, but it's not how we want it to work. So, and it just kept going through that iterations until fairly recently, probably 2-3 weeks ago. And
That sounds about right.
we finally kind of got where we wanted it to be, and we moved on. And thankfully, it didn't break.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is always the fun part, is let's throw this new thing in. Will it break it? Will my computer last if I drop this item in?
Yep.
It's like, hi, welcome to Will It Break?
Exactly.
For a note, we need to make the barking quicker. The
Okay.
ability to bark quicker. The long pause was not realistic in the sense of dogs will bark and bark and bark and bark. Not bark. Pause.
Then bork.
Yeah, so let's we need to speed up that timer.
That's only the case for what is it called? Arcade mode. When there's no sound gauge. When there is a sound gauge, you can bark as fast as you want. But the complication with that is sound.
Okay.
I designed it to be a delay so the player couldn't spam it and just
Okay.
gain hundreds of points
Right.
quickly.
Alright.
So,
Makes
That's
sense.
fair.
yeah. Small mechanic changes vary based on game mode, which is something that, again, we need to smooth out and unify. And if we had more time, it would have been more unified to
I
produce
dislike this
a
paw.
more cohesive game.
This paw needs to die in a fire. Where have I heard that before?
So Vanessa also asked,
Toby?
What was this ask?
with the experience that you have now, what would you change if you had to redo this project?
We are reiterating that question now.
Hey, it's all good.
Hey, I mean, different people are in the
Yep.
chat.
We
Different
got
people
new peoples.
We all
ask the
did.
same questions.
It is a very important question. It shows that we have
Yes, it
learned.
is.
We grow. We change.
Yeah.
We actually learned something through this class.
So, Vance, you want to start us off this go round?
All right. I think one of the major things we need to change if we were to redo this was how we handled our models and how organized we were in that aspect. The organization was somewhat there. It's just after round 2 of assets that didn't get in the first time or all that, it kind of just derailed into, hey, look, go to the drive. Good luck finding that one piece you need. And also within the game itself, it would be a lot easier if you just have one object that just changes colors through or changes the material as it's interacted with. It would at least help memory-wise, definitely, and probably sanity-wise. You go in there, it's like, yeah, this is the PED model, as it's named here. Oh no, that's actually the scratched model. Label as the P one. You have to sit there, then try to figure it all out.
So, personally for me, one of the things that I didn't mention earlier with if I were to do this project again is probably communication. With this team, communication for people fell in and out. Some people were better at it than others at any given time, but ultimately we needed to know what was where, who had what, who was working on what. So things like version control by the end of the project were just out the door. It was kind of whoever managed to know what was in any given version of the file could merge it together. But
Which ended up being you, Jacob.
which ended up being me. But one of the things that really struck me is just how much we need to know who's working on what, how they're doing it, when it will be finished, all of those kinds of questions, and just communication skills to make sure the project is working as efficiently as it can be and as we need it to be. So, yeah. Trevor, Ben, Jessica, y'all got any additional?
Got any spicy takes?
Or we already talked about some of the model variants earlier, or one other change I would make is I agree with you. We definitely needed better organization, as it wasn't really clear where to place files, and then people didn't know where to look for files. So I think we just needed to do better communication and better file management outside of the game.
Oh, yeah. The shifty eyes over there. Jessica, Trevor, anything?
No?
Oh, all right.
Nope. I'm gonna just sit here and drink my energy drink.
Wah, wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah,
no,
we're
wah.
not
seriously.
sponsored by.
And that is a shameless self-promotion at its finest. Or I guess it would just be a shameless promotion.
Shameless
Is
plug.
just say, hey,
There
plug
you go.
in, come pay. It's like, pay me now. I got on people watching. Pay me.
I could use some muns or energy. I settle for caffeine.
That is one thing I missed about this session. I know we probably brought it up already, but
Yeah,
Red
if
Bull.
only, if only.
Yeah.
Oh, caffeine.
Caffeine
The
was my
small,
lifeblood.
the small, nondescript knockoff of Coke was caffeine. Was not.
I've gone through several 1-liter bottles of Pepsi.
Yeah. See, that is not enough caffeine. I would feel like I would still be about ready to pass out in this nice chair if I had that much.
Doug, what you got to think of my wonky dog? Wonky dog.
It's
Hey,
a dog. It's
It is a
wonky.
dog. It is wonky. It is wonky. Oh wait, hold on. I need to fix the dog. He doesn't have a.
Doesn't have strolls. Than us.
There. I fixed the dog. Okay, so we've been at this for almost an hour and a half. So I say we should call it. Thank everybody for joining. I hope y'all enjoyed hanging out with us and asking questions and finding out who we as Caution Light Games are. Feel free to head over to cautionlightgames.com, link in the description, for the most recent build of our game. And yeah, thank you. If you've got any questions,
Go for it.
last minute questions, last call. A one. Bum. Bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Closing time.
Discount Jeopardy at its finest.
Hey, you want Jeopardy?
No. That's probably copyright.
See, we have to save ourselves now, ladies and gentlemen.
I let your brain finish the rest of that one.
I don't know that with YouTube that might be enough. That might be enough for first
my
strike. I don't know.
Alright.
Well,
Thank y'all.
thank you all for being.